Welcome back to the RugCast. Episode 9, right? Is it episode 9? Everybody's shaking their head.
I don't know. Is it?
8.
8.
I'm sorry. 8. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. We're lucky to be here because we never thought that the people on the 20th floor would ever even renew after the first episode. We thought we were a flop. But today we have a special guest, Mal Maher.
Maher.
You
almost got there.
He's the mayor of Newark at NC Binding and Equipment.
Thankfully, we're not the mayor. You don't want that job.
Well, you're like the mayor of the binding business in this country.
Well,
you know?
Hopefully a little bit.
Now, Greg and I are going to give you credit where credit's due. You were the first person to ever encourage us to go on a podcast, right? Because he would say, "Oh, I have a podcast, and
come on with me.
You got to come on with us." And then, it was like maybe he's onto something.
We've been trying to set this up.
We have been for a while, but in the beginning, I did ask.
Yeah,
but carpet companies don't want to come on. So our audience is usually auto-focused because they're so engaged. But now that we're here,
I don't think for us it was not wanting to go on. I think it was we were so busy
yes.
with, when you started your podcast, we were in the beginning of our acquisitions.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
That's enough to keep anybody busy.
We were,
you guys are amazing. Amazing me.
Thank you. We were buying company after company in a very small period of time. And every time we would finish one acquisition, start a new one, you would call.
Yeah.
And Philip and I would look at each other like, damn, Mal's on the line. He wants to set something up. We're like, we don't have time.
Put them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I think now we're at a point where
I think we had a lot of food on our plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even when you did,
we've taken big chunks.
Yeah.
And we need to digest a little bit.
But you're still eating. You're still buying.
I sleep with one eye open.
You guys are crazy. I don't know how you do it. I remember
we still have an appetite.
Yeah. The last, not last year, maybe the year before, I had called and asked, and then Philip and me were talking. We must have talked for an hour. I was at a trade show. I was just missing places I was supposed to be, but it was so engaging, and we were brainstorming, and he was helping me with a few things and working through some things in my mind. And it was just, the relationship is more than just the business, which is what I like, because I'm not someone who's like my grandfather and my father and our chief technician, who we just lost this past year.
Right.
That was all family. I don't have that brain. My brain doesn't work like that. So,
well, let's while we're talking, I just want to get a couple things on the table here.
Mm-hmm.
So NC Binding and Equipment is a family-owned business.
Yes, since 1947.
So, and you are the third generation or second?
I think technically the fourth.
You're the fourth generation.
Is this phone on? Do you guys hear the noise?
That's the sound of people weaving and restoring rugs in the background.
Okay.
That's a foreign sound.
I hear a phone somewhere.
Because usually you hear machines binding and serging.
I was scared it was my phone. I said, if I'm ruining their podcast, I'm gonna have a fit, because I put it on silent. But pretty much fourth generation, and my grandfather and uncle pretty much branched off from other members of the family and started their own thing under Newark Kaplan Sewing Machine, and then
Newark Kaplan,
which is my Uncle Joe's last name.
Yeah.
And then
hence NC,
where it started, Newark Kaplan. Everyone thinks North Carolina, of course, which, low hanging fruit, I would think the same thing.
Right.
But they started that, and it was mostly textile, clothing, mills, high volume facilities for sewing anything, mostly garments. And, they branched out, a little bit here and there.
How did they get into carpet?
They got a call from, I think they were doing carpet binding machines like everyone else did with Singers and a couple other adapted machines, but they got a call from, I'm going to butcher this, but it's been a while. The former Sears company, before they were Sears, called them and said, "Hey, we heard about you guys. We know what you do."
Roebuck?
No,
not him. Okay.
Someone affiliated with them, but I'm going to mess it up, so I'm going to skip that part. But they got a call and said, "Hey, we need to do this binding faster.
Right.
We're tired of going at this pace. We have to increase production." So they went to my grandfather and my uncle in the 50s, and they came up with an idea to make a bobbin-less machine. So replace that little mini baby bobbin with a big old, 6,000 yard cone of thread, and
Just
not
ran
have
it
to
through.
not have to stop, not have to change thread, and along with that, it just exponentially faster, and that's what really
So
took
that
off.
was really an industry change.
Yeah, that was the biggest
engineering
by
piece of
far.
equipment.
Yeah, by far the biggest step for our
And that
company's
sort of
growth.
launched you.
That
guys-
launched NC carpet binding. So now they
Right.
went from just a textile Newark Kaplan sewing machines into NC carpet binding. So side by side for years. And for years, Newark Kaplan sewing machines destroyed the balance sheet for NC carpet binding. Gross sales exponentially more, but that started turning in the 80s.
and you guys were out of Newark,
In Newark, yeah, we're third location.
right?
Yeah.
So when did you get into the bindings? When did they start manufacturing the rolls of bindings? And
I
the
think
different
they started
colors?
doing all that in the 60s, where they started delving into the byproduct little by
Right.
little and doing things. But more so, I would say really in the 80s is when they really started.
So machines first.
Machines first.
Started manufacturing.
And they had all the
machines.
supplies, of course, for the textile machines. But the binding side, you start bringing cutters, you start bringing shears, you start making your own. They made the beveler in the 80s. A couple other cutters, because we don't have a manufacturing facility. We could do all this. A lot of times they'd make prototypes similar
Right.
to like the portable binders, and then ship it out,
Contracted
out to be done, and they would,
Mhm.
send them into us.
So your business really was design and engineering,
Yes,
and once you came up with something that worked,
yes.
you sold it, you took orders, and you had a fulfillment
Yeah.
manufacturing company. And then it's almost like he's like Epson.
Yeah.
They would sell printers and like, oh, well, be nice to sell
Let's
ink
sell the
cartridges.
ink too. Yeah, it's not
So
a bad.
that's why they got into the okay, it makes sense. Their focus shifted
yeah,
in many ways.
it's like the relevant revenue streams. Whenever I get asked to speak, I usually will speak on, if it's okay with whoever I'm speaking for, relevant revenue streams. And you guys, I think, exemplify that as well as anyone. I mean, every possible revenue stream you can have with a cleaning company,
right.
custom rug company, as long as you have the expertise. And I think a lot of companies miss the mark on that. And I've talked about that on our podcast. I talk about that wherever I go. And I think you guys,
we were not different than a lot of the, we were talking about the community of Oriental rug cleaners that exist in this country. Their job and their work is really cleaning and repairing rugs. So we were like that company for 90 years. And it wasn't until, I would say, the early 90s that we started to realize that there is other ways of revenue.
right.
Fabricating, making custom rugs.
Yep.
And installation. So that was something that, sort of coincided with Greg. Greg came along. We had developed the basis of it, but he really was the force behind the enormous business expansion in that end of the business.
And that was right about early 2000s, more so than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
05.
Yeah.
2005.
Because I remember Greg
Yeah.
would call, and I didn't know who Greg was. I'm like, this guy's calling a lot. Okay, I have
Used
to know.
to deal
I
with
have
just
to.
Adrian
Yeah.
back in the day.
I have to know who Greg is now.
It went from Adrian to me.
Adrian.
right.
I don't know if your audience knows. Will your
shit.
audience know Adrian? Like a lot of your clients are.
Well, Adrian is a special person that, Mal and his family knew very well because he worked with our company over 50 years.
Yeah. Wow.
So he was the kind of guy that would do an installation. I remember this. He installed carpet at President Nixon's house on 65th Street.
Oh wow.
He was there for a whole week. And at the end of the installation, President Nixon, or ex-President Nixon, invited Adrian and his wife out to dinner.
Wow.
So that's the kind of guy that he was. He wasn't
was
just a
so-
carpet mechanic.
So likable. I mean,
Yeah.
he would come in and just everyone liked him. Everyone. The technicians liked
Absolutely.
him, and our technicians don't like to have people hanging over them. It's aggravating. But
Right.
someone like Adrian can kind of come and go as he pleases. I'm so sorry to bring this to you. I know it was here a week ago. They dropped it out of the back of the truck. Can you fix? Sure. But he was
Yeah.
just a good guy. I told you before, I literally had a stockpile of green tea because he didn't like coffee.
Well, he's Irish.
So we kept tea at our shop just for Adrian.
I remember if we would send him out to you guys, it was a whole day event.
He
It's like if we need the binding or the repair
Why
done
send him there
today-
for one machine? Send him for four.
Yeah, it's like, Adrian, we need the machine back. We have, we got to finish this job this afternoon. And it's like, it's not getting done because he's hanging out. He's hanging out
and
at
he would be
NC.
like, we need more machines. So he would call, be like, hey, I don't want to keep doing this. We're married to this one machine. We need a second one of these. And Mal said they have more. So,
Yeah,
and then a lot of times he would just leave with another machine.
Yeah.
And you ended up needing, you still have them. So,
I think going back to what we were talking about with, growing and taking on other parts of the businesses, a lot of the shops, across the U.S. that are only rug cleaning and carpet cleaning facilities and plants, it's kind of a one-man shop, right?
Right.
It starts and
Right.
stops with one man, which is the owner. I think where we're different, and over the years we've learned, is when we identify someone with a certain skill set and we bring them into our team,
Yes.
we allow them to, work on their skill, and we allow them to flourish, and we see where they're good and how they can help to benefit the company. And we kind of start going, we let them do what they're doing in their lane, whether it's on-premise cleaning,
Right.
whether it's, some type of repair, whether it's binding, whatever it is, whatever that avenue is.
Right.
If that person can excel in that department, we give them the freedom to do what they need to do,
maybe
and
grow it a little bit.
and grow the company.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like it doesn't start and stop with one guy. We have the owners, but then we have a good team that
you empower. Right.
that we're surrounded by,
Yeah.
that we empower, and we give them the opportunity to help the company grow. And that's the one thing I've seen different from us and all the other
Yeah.
carpet cleaners in the United States.
There's some big ones, but I don't know. I mean, just take a look at the room that we're in. I don't know if the cameras or Georgie has footage of it, but this is one room just to restore pre-dyed fabrics that can be dyed. A hole in a rug that's 130 years old that you can
Right.
make look 130. So you have everything, but every department has that. It's not just this department that's well heeled.
Mm-hmm.
Every single department's well heeled. Well, we have a cleaning machine down, no problem. Go to machine number 2. Oh,
Right.
2's down, go to 3. So everywhere you look, I don't think there's a more well-heeled facility in the country. I've never seen it.
Well, I thank you.
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly not as colorful. Hopefully the camera will show. It's
We'll just
there's
keep
a lot
ordering
there's
more
a
of
lot
our yarns. It'll
there's
stay,
a-
it'll stay
there's a lot of-
colorful.
There's a lot of color in everywhere we are. I
Yeah.
feel like most rug cleaning operations are, most of them were made in the 50s
Mhm.
with large equipment, loud equipment, poor lighting.
Mhm.
It's not as open and friendly. We just bought a company in New Jersey that is a typical rug washing plant. Manning Brothers.
Yep. Okay.
Manning Brothers.
Yeah.
Customer of NC.
Yeah. Customer of NC, their
yeah.
family has known
Yeah.
our family forever. Yeah.
Right. And they have a more machine. They have a dry room. 2 floor. It's a normal rug cleaning facility.
Right.
Darker.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely does the job.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it's any better or worse, or we're any better or worse. We like to keep a very nice, light, airy work environment, because I think like the workers
appreciate it. A lot happier when
like,
it's warmer.
There's more productivity, happier. It's important.
Yeah, it's important.
Employee experience. So you still work with your dad, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How's that?
My dad's been there since forever. He was initially a teacher. He went to school to become a teacher, a professor.
Right.
And he ended up, teaching for a handful of years and then came into the family business, which I'm
got
sure
reeled
was
in,
needed.
right? You got reeled them in?
No, he loved it.
Right.
I don't think they needed any reeling there.
Didn't know.
He loved it. And I think it was hard teaching.
Did you ever consider doing anything other than what you're doing now?
Yeah, he didn't want me to do it.
He didn't want you to do this.
So I went to school.
Did
I didn't want
a
to do
pizzeria or something like that?
What?
Or- no.
I do love food, which you can tell. It's not hard to tell. But no, I started working. But funny you say that. DFG Food Groups was my first job out of grad school. Didn't want to go to grad school. But if you know my dad, and even my mom could be worse, they just ride you.
Right.
Ride you into submission. Every moment of every day, every free ounce of time, you really, almost to the point where I said, okay, I gave in. But months of not wanting to go to grad school. I wanted to get a job. I wanted to say, I can go to grad school anytime. No, do it now. Get your master's degree and have that behind you. And so a couple of job opportunities I wanted, I couldn't take because I still had to live with them. I didn't have the financial wherewithal to go out on my own. and I thankfully was blessed enough where I could stay at my parents' house rent free, but I also didn't want to go rent at 22 years old and just
put some money away.
Put money away, do something smart. Thank God. So I didn't have a serious girlfriend or kids at the time. So it was an easy decision. Let me build up my bank account before I go. So you're living under that roof and you're under that constant browbeating. So I did it, went to grad school, hated every minute of it. And I did a 2-year program in 1 year just to get it done. But that was, I don't think it was a mistake, but that was tough.
Then you went into the food industry.
Then I went to DFG Food Groups with Sidney Cohen, who was a pretty well-known guy back, and he started Cohen's Cohen's Knishes, and he got me a job there. He knew my Uncle Joe. He said, I know your nephew, let him come work for us. And it went really well, like swimmingly. Everything. People were good. They were giving me more things to do all the time, but I was so bored. It was so easy. It was just inventory management, even some people management, but mostly inventory management, inventory control. And it was just, everything was computerized there, and they had all old timers that couldn't run the systems. And I'm not an IT guy, but it was simple.
Yeah, easier for you.
Yeah, we put a little plan in place, got things going, and they offered me a job in Chicago. I don't even know if my parents know that. And I just said, no, I wasn't ready to move.
Enough.
Yeah, it might have been. And I was like, I'm leaving. What do you mean you're leaving? I said, I'm bored. I can't do this. I'll stay as long as you want me to stay, but I'm so bored. It's too easy. He's like, you're 23 years old. I said, Sidney, Mr. Cohen. I never called him Sidney. I'm like, I'm bored. He goes, all right. He goes, well, give me a month. I said, okay. That turned into 2 months. And then I hit the free agent market and started working for Dad just to have an income, and just stayed there. I was like, oh, this needs fixing. That needs fixing. Website looks like I made it when I was 6. And next thing you know, started getting engrossed there. And
so you just went in for like a bridge job until you find something.
Yeah, because he didn't want me there.
And now,
genuinely,
25 years? How long?
Yeah, 26 years.
26 years later, you're still there.
Still here. Still here.
It's been a good run.
Not horrible. I can't believe it's been 26 years. I mean, I know I'm old. I'm feeling older when you
It kind of happened just by accident, really.
Yeah, kind of because he didn't want me there. Always said that. No, you're never coming in here. It's not good. And
time has a way of passing us quickly.
It does. 26 years later, still here. We had a couple years of American Chopper type relationship.
Yeah,
more than a couple, all the time.
Now you've also relocated. You're not you yourself personally.
Yeah, we might have to edit that out of here. I try not to tell too many people, but it's okay.
Hey, we shouldn't hide anything on the RugCast.
Sure. Hey, I'm gonna ask you guys some tough ones later. No, but I did. I moved the family during COVID to Florida, so it's been over 4.5 years. The schools, schools didn't want them there. The administrators didn't want anyone there.
Right.
And it was just horrible. And I had the wherewithal to do it and made some smart choices. And
you got in
sold
before,
the house, moved to Florida.
Yeah. You got in at the right time, as they say.
The minute we got there, no masks, kids running in and out of our house, turnstiles, just nonstop, whether it was my daughter's friends, my son's friends. And that was it. So I know I made the right choice. They have to come first. If they don't come first, my point here is, that's my whole point here. I don't really have any other mission
is that
as a human to
sort
me,
of
being a dad.
Has that helped you in a way in terms of
definitely helped our
running
sales.
the company? And
definitely helped our sales. It's a huge strain on appeasing my dad, who was always the first person I wanted to appease.
Right.
Even more so than my mom, and I'm a mama's boy. But, if you know my dad.
Takes a big man to admit that.
Yeah, that's okay. I readily admit it. Maybe a little extra estrogen here and there for me. But yeah, I'm a mama's boy. I'm not going to, shy away from it. But always wanted to make my dad, proud, happy. Oh, look, I did. But he was never satisfied with anything, which gave me my drive.
Right.
You could score 30 points in a basketball game, and the first thing he asks is, what happened on that one play?
Right.
Which one? Not that one. The one where you bounce it off your knee. Never. He's just relentless, which is good, because on certain things I'm relentless. Things like that I'm not. I don't.
You don't see yourself coaching your kids that way?
No, I could be tough. I think I'm tougher than most of the parents now, but you have little kids.
I do.
You cannot do with those kids what our parents did.
No.
It's impossible.
No, they throw
you don't want to either. You'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very different now.
Yeah, it's very different.
They call DIFUS? Is that what it is?
I think it's gentle parenting. Is that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what
CPS, the Child Protective
DIFUS,
Services.
The agency.
Yeah. CPS is a new one. So
Child Protective Services.
Yeah, my daughter. Dad, I can't believe you just said that. I'm calling CPS. She just jokes.
Yeah.
But she's like, nobody else's parents do and say the things you do and say. And I'm like, well, one, I don't want to raise a loser, and two, it'll pay off. But I'm exponentially easier on them than our parents were on us.
Well, did you watch the hockey game this weekend?
I did.
Wasn't that great, Greg?
Yeah. Incredible.
It was
amazing.
Loved
forget
it.
the rugs. This is the hot topic right now is the Jack Quinn.
I mean, they got outplayed, but they didn't get out hustled because Canada controlled the puck most of the game. I mean, they dictated pace and they controlled the puck.
Kudos to the goalie. I mean,
the goalie, forget it.
Yeah. Hallebuck did an
They'll
amazing.
never have to buy a meal
I don't think so.
ever again.
Yeah, maybe in Canada I'll have to buy a couple, but not here.
Yeah. So we're hockey fans. Greg's we're Ranger fans.
Okay.
And even though Jack Hughes is a devil, I will never, ever, ever say a negative word about that man ever.
No.
Even though
that was incredible. And he got high sticked on purpose. He didn't just fall down. When the Canadian guy fell down, he came up with a stick. You could see his arms moving up. That upset me. And hockey players, you can go either way, but that's not a dirty player either. He just
lost
it happens.
a little bit of his tooth, no problem.
Maybe 3 of them.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
The kid was
They'll
smiling.
fix it.
They had a very nice grin after the game.
Oh yeah, he's happy.
I read somewhere he should get a gold tooth. I said it was pretty funny.
That's not a bad idea.
You replace it.
Just
with
chew on the metal
tooth.
for a while. Maybe some of it'll flake off.
So I was with Danico yesterday, and you know who Ken Danico is?
Yeah, didn't he live in Caldwell for a while or West Caldwell?
Yeah.
I have a good story about him. Go ahead.
So we play dominoes in Summit, New Jersey, and Kenny was there yesterday. I said, "So Kenny, like, who are you rooting for?"
Yeah.
Like, because he's from Edmonton, he's a Canadian,
right?
He goes, I sort of was pulling for the U.S. I go, really? He goes, yeah, I know.
He probably knows a lot of the players. Yeah.
He goes, and I knew he knew a lot of guys on the team too.
Yeah.
And he knew a lot of the trainers. And he goes, I just don't know as many Canadians anymore. I was like, wow, bravo.
Right. He's been here a long time. But
yeah.
I have a really good Ken Danico story. My friend Jamie grew up in Caldwell, and him and his friend, like anybody else back then in the 80s and 90s, rode their bikes around, and they knew that Ken Danico lived in a house. So they'd purposely drive by and hope to catch him outside. And whenever they did, they would slow down. He would talk to the kids, play with them, interact with them. So he's aces with me. I don't know what kind of guy he is, but
no, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's he really, I've spent a lot of time with him over the years. He's like, when we go golfing somewhere and people walk up to him, gives them all the time in the world they want, we don't talk a lot about hockey though, believe it or not, over the years, because he knows I'm a Rangers fan. He hates the Rangers.
It doesn't help.
He probably doesn't want to talk about work. He wants to play dominoes.
No, he
just have fun.
Yeah, and play golf. That's it. That's all we really do.
That's good.
So,
I always remember that story. I got told that story 30 years ago, but every once in a while I hear his name and it's the first thing goes to my head.
Do you guys have like a stitching machine for the outside of the hockey jerseys that they could put the numbers on and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, you mean like the patches and things like that?
Yeah.
It's like just a pearl edge overlock machine usually does the trick for those kind of things, or
so they
cover
do have
stitch.
They do have the equipment.
Yeah.
God bless.
That's how we got found on all those textile machines.
And do you still are in that business as well?
Yeah. I mean, the showroom with the textile sewing machines on the second floor. And we still have all the supplies, but back in the day, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, they'd be lined up outside the door waiting for my grandfather, my uncle, and eventually my dad to come in. All the factories that the night before realized we need these parts, this parts, that thread, those needles. They would line up. They'd beat them there. They'd come inside and have a line just waiting, taking parts, or pickup orders that were placed the day before. They were getting picked up at 5:30 in the morning. So all the clothing factories in the garment district would just fly over, whether they were New York or Kearney, wherever. And they would just line up. And you start your day off usually, have a nice cup of coffee, relax.
No, not with these guys.
It was just, that's the busiest part of the day.
Garment
was
industry
the mornings.
People were
wide
notorious.
open, completely wide open.
But you don't advertise that part of the business. I never see, because we're in the carpet side, we don't see it, but
Little things. We do mailers and, some social media stuff.
To existing clients, not overall.
No, not overall. Not that much,
your focus is carpet and
on
rugs.
the carpet, mostly.
Carpet
And
business.
don't you do the
And
machines?
the auto stuff.
The
and
auto. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The auto guys engage. They engage online.
Right.
Their relationships are strong. Even if you just meet somebody, they want to be your friend. They want to.
You do it for aerospace too?
Oh yeah, aircraft. I started us. Well, before me, we had 5 or 6 aviation
Right.
companies, Boeing, a couple others. But then I started going to the aircraft shows and started mingling and meeting people and kind of forcing my way in.
And these are the manufacturers, I guess, that are
Anybody from Embraer and Boeing
right.
to next level, like Airworthy Aerospace, Duncan Aviation, MROs, and then mom and pop upholstery shops.
So
that do
they'll buy your machinery,
Yeah.
and surge and buying their own carpets,
The aircraft interiors. Yeah.
Is there any limitations with the FAA or the yarns and the threads or anything that they can use from?
They want to have burn certs for everything,
Right.
which
So
we don't do.
You don't.
So you're on your own. So
So
you
they
have to get
they
it.
buy your supplies,
Right.
and then go get burn certificates elsewhere.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now you know we do burn certificates, right?
Oh, you do
Yeah,
burn?
yeah,
God, see,
yeah.
look at this. Another. Is that even a relevant revenue stream? What is that? That's just another revenue stream.
It is, and it's actually pretty important.
Okay.
You know, because we're one of very few people that have that in New York City.
Yeah. We touched on that before, but the more you can do that's relevant, 3 or 4 aspects of your business go a little cold or something happens. The other 6 or 7 pick up, and then just you need to have more than one. And most companies fall short having 1 or 2. This is all we do. That's it. Okay. Well, if things get slow, you're done. Or you can only grow so much. You said one-man band.
Yeah,
You can only grow so much. You can only do so much invoicing, cleaning, the work, and everything.
that's true.
It's difficult.
Well, look, we've had, as usual, this is like a normal
Conversation.
time with, my man over here. It's like we get on the phone and we just start talking, and the next thing you know, an hour's gone by. So,
Right.
But I want to thank you for coming in, and we're going to have you back again, because we have literally not tapped into so many fantastic things that you and your family have done over the years. So,
Well, we'll cross promote this. I'll pop it on our podcast.
absolutely.
But we should do a longer one. Is there any topics you guys want to go over that we can?
You know what? We're going to have you back shortly.
We're gonna have to.
I just got the high sign from the director. We're going to have you back soon enough. Okay?
This is
Everybody,
like a teaser.
This is the teaser.
This is the teaser.
This is the RugCast, episode 8. Everybody, have a good day.